So 2 years ago, I uploaded a video called Hello Me in 2 Years. I wanted to record this kind of time capsule style video where I talk about my struggles, my goals, and where I was at the time, and not have it uploaded until 2 years later. And here I am now to react to it. I gotta be honest, I don't really remember much of what I said in this video, so it'll be kind of interesting to compare where my thoughts were at back then compared to where they are now. The description of the video just says, "Hey future John, this is just a check-in to see how far you've come along. Take some time to reflect on how far you've come since this video was uploaded 2 years ago. Be proud of the accomplishments you've made and keep striving towards the ones you haven't reached yet. You'll get there." Nice. That's pretty nice, honestly. I actually kind of needed to hear that, surprisingly. We haven't even gotten to the video yet, but that was kind of nice to hear already. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's do this. Okay, we hit the record button. This is going to be something different. I've never done this before. I'm like nervous. Nervous that I'm It's all doing this. good. You don't have to be nervous. But I'm going to take my time. I'm going to take my time talking. I have a lot of feelings that I'm feeling right now. I'm sure I'm feeling
And,
similar feelings still.
The main purpose I'm doing this is because I just finished watching Foolish Frankie's video where he kind of posted a video from 2 years ago. It uploaded, I guess, recently, and it was kind of just him talking to future self and talking about his goals and his endeavors and like what he was feeling and what he was going through and stuff.
I think I remember
And,
that video.
I just feel like I really relate to that right now. I've seen a couple people do this too. I know he mentioned that as well. There's
Sure.
Mr. Beast has done something like this. There's a bunch of other people who have done stuff like this. But yeah, I feel a lot of feelings, and I kind of want to just talk it out. And
Before we talk it out, just quick shout outs to Foolish Frankie for inspiring me to make a video like this and for inspiring me to be live reacting to this now. If you don't know who Foolish Frankie is, fantastic YouTuber, fantastic saxophonist. As a saxophonist myself, he's actually one of my inspirations that I do look up to, especially within the video game scene, the VGM music scene. Foolish Frankie is awesome. Shout outs to him.
figure out what I want to do. I recently went to MagFest 2024. I guess I should have started by saying that today's date is February 16th. It is almost 1:30 in the morning.
1:30 in the morning. That sounds just about right. It's February 17th, so I'm slightly late to reacting to this, but it's close enough.
And I kind of just spontaneously doing this. I feel like this video is already unhinged. It's not even the direction I wanted it to go in, but not really good at like impromptu videos, I guess.
I know I'm going to be pausing a lot. Sorry about this, but I think I'm getting a little better with impromptu videos. I already stated, like, yeah, I'm not too comfortable doing that. This video in itself is very impromptu. I have no script. I just know that I wanted to live react to this. I'm getting better with it. I don't think I'm still quite there yet. It's a weird dynamic because I feel more comfortable when I'm live, but when I have the camera in front of me, it's intimidating. For some reason, this camera can be a little intimidating to look at and, make a video out of. I feel like I find myself stuttering, but I've gotten better with it.
I like kind of planning my scripts out and kind of planning stuff beforehand and trying to figure out all the specifics before I like record my content. But anyways, I went to MagFest 2024. It was the first time I've ever been to MagFest.
It was incredible here
And
too.
Just,
I
wow.
love MagFest.
I had such an incredible time at MagFest. I've never been there before, but a lot of friends have always told me to go check it out.
Yeah.
It's so great, whatnot. And I went, and it's like changed my life, honestly. There's just so many musicians that I met, so many new people, and so many like just old friends or just current friends who were also there to experience MagFest with me. And just, I learned so much from MagFest.
Yeah,
And
I really did.
seeing people that I watched on YouTube, Insane in the Rain, 8-Bit Big Band, Charlie
Yep.
Rosen,
Still
Casey
inspired by
Williams,
those guys. Casey
and
Williams.
even meeting some or not necessarily meeting them, but just being introduced to other musicians like Don Palambi, and like the Bit Brigade and stuff like that. Just seeing those musicians up there, and just how incredible everybody was, And even because I also got to be part of the orchestra, the community orchestra that played at MagFest,
The
over
orchestra is
200 people,
incredible.
and even just the people that I met there are just so incredible. And
I'll pause that there. Yeah, I'm still inspired by a lot of those people. Insane in the Rain, Charlie Rosen from 8-Bit Big Band, Don Palambi. I've gotten to talk to a lot of them, a couple times here and there. Not sure if they remember me, but they are people that I look up to within the VGM scene, and I aspire to be like them. And I'm sure I'll talk about it in this, but it's like one of my goals is to play main stage Magfest someday with my band Elementality, and we're kind of doing like jungle rock style, but covering specifically elemental themes from video games. It's a very like specific niche. It's very like a specific thing that I want to do. And again, I'm sure I'll talk about a bit more in this video here, but in terms of the progress of that, like it's slow. It's definitely a slow progress because I've kind of pivoted with what I've been doing, but it's still kind of a dream of mine to want to play Mainstage MagFest. But let's get back into it first.
for a while, I feel like I've been kind of stuck with my saxophone playing. I think I'm a
Yes.
pretty good alto sax player, but going to Magfest was like,
Yeah.
wow, I suck, and I say that in the most like self criticizing
Yeah.
way as possible. Um, I think I'm a pretty good player. I've been playing for I want to say for almost 20 years now, but I feel like I'm not at the level that I should be. And going to Magfest, I feel like just woke me up, so to speak. It made me kind of realize, like, man, I've been slacking. Not that I've been slacking, but I just like, I could be doing more. I could be learning more. I could be applying myself in ways that I haven't really been applying myself for years now.
And I guess I'll pause there. I still feel kind of similar. I've definitely feel like I've improved my saxophone playing. I think it's one of those things where I think that I'm not progressing whenever I practice and whenever I'm playing shows, and sort of seeing like the day-to-day growth doesn't feel like a significant change. But I have people come up to me and be like, wow, like your saxophone playing is like amazing. Like you even sound better than you did like a couple of years ago and stuff. So I think sometimes you can get in your own head when you yourself are seeing the individual day and progression and thinking it's not that big of a gap. But other people don't see it that way. People will see you and just be like, wow, like you actually sound a lot better than you did before. No one's said that specifically, but just the idea that like people can see your progress sometimes better than you can yourself. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. I still don't practice nearly as much as I would like to, because, like I mentioned, I have sort of pivoted some of my goals and endeavors. There's a lot of things I want to do aside from being in the band and practicing my saxophone. I've grown a YouTube channel. I started my own business, but we can get more into that if I talk about it more in this video. I literally don't remember what else I talk about in this video.
And yeah, so I'm making this video. I want to sort of set some goals for myself and have this uploaded in 2 years. From where I'm
You
at
got
right
this.
now, Elementality, my band, was kind of been on a hiatus for years now. But I have a
Yeah.
new goal. I have a new project that I want to start doing tribal jazz covers of video game music. And I have a lot of friends who seem to be potentially interested in this idea. I'm actually staring at my Ableton. I've got Ableton pulled up right now. My Lava Piranha tribal jazz cover. Lava
yeah.
Piranha battle theme from Paper Mario 64, one of my all-time favorite games.
Yeah, I mean to pause so quickly right there. But yeah, Paper Mario 64 is one of my all-time favorite games. We still have the Lava Piranha cover not quite done yet. I know it's been 2 years. Again, I kind of pivoted with like what I wanted to do. But it is still in the works. We are currently working on other music, but it's kind of been put on the back burner for now. But it's not forgotten. Like I am still pushing to like we are going to do this cover at some point soon. But we're strategizing a little bit more of like the direction we should go in, which ones we should cover, what EP we want to put out, stuff like that.
And so I want Elementality to become this tribal jazz video game cover band. Um, and I want to do elemental albums. I want to do a fire album, a water album, etc. Air, earth, probably
Hmm.
even go into like more biome kind of stuff, like deserts and forest themes, and just like
Hmm.
put out all these albums. And my main goal is to play main stage Magfest.
There it
I would
is.
love to just be on that stage performing with a bunch of friends,
Yep.
and um, it's just a new goal. It's a new dream. It's a new goal that I sort of manifested after seeing the main stage myself and seeing these wonderful acts play. And it's like, if they can do it, why can't I? Right? Why can't I do it?
Yeah, for sure.
Um, well, I can't do it now because I suck at the saxophone.
Well, you
But
don't suck
it's
at the
inspired me
saxophone.
to want to get better at soloing. I want to get better at growling. I want to get better at altissimo. I want
Hmm.
to just build ideas better, get better at my chromaticism.
Hmm.
I'm gonna start composing more music. Um, and at this point too, like, I do stream on Twitch. I do have a small community, but a very great community. I'm very appreciative of the community that I have and that I've
Hmm.
built up over time. I normally play games with the piano as my controller. Don't know if I'm going to be doing that 2 years from now. I would like to be doing stuff like that.
You're still doing it. You're still doing everything that you've mentioned so far. We're just slowly growing. It hasn't been like a crazy growth, maybe on the Twitch side. I would say YouTube side, though, definitely. When I posted this 2 years ago, I think my YouTube channel was probably at like, I don't know, maybe 2,000 subscribers, 3,000 subscribers, something like that. And I'm pretty sure we are getting close to 60,000 subscribers at the time of this video, which is super cool. Like, that is another example of the growth that sometimes I don't even realize. It's like, wow, back then, 2 years ago, like I only had maybe a couple thousand subscribers. And now I'm getting close to 60,000 subscribers. And now one of my sort of mini goals for this year, especially, is to reach 100,000 subscribers so I can get that silver YouTube plaque thing that they send you in the mail. The plaque itself isn't necessarily like, what I exactly want. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I want this. Yeah, of course I do want it. I want it to hang it on my wall. It's not just about the plaque, though, of course. I think if anything, it's more of just like a symbolism of like how far I've grown, and even just to tell myself that, like, it's the, how do I word it? It's the proof for me to remember and to know that I can do this, right? I think that's what the plaque kind of would mean more to me than anything. That, like, if I can hit 100,000 subscribers, I guess I'm doing something that's pretty cool and that what people like, and I'm slowly reaching my goals. And I think that the plaque is kind of like a good reminder of that, or a symbolism of that.
Um, but we'll see. We'll see where life takes me. The biggest.
Oh, and before I'll keep going with this. So, I am still doing piano controller gaming. I've been doing it a little less because I focused more on actually like creating music. Currently, it's, I'm creating like battle theme songs for Pokemon trainers, and I've created a ton of jingles last year. All my jingle videos, if you've seen like my Smash Bros. Or Sonic the Hedgehog or Pokemon ones, like I've done a lot of them. Genshin Impact, right? I think I calculated at one point. I think I did over 900 character jingles last year. So in terms of composing more music, yeah, I've been composing a lot. Whether they're just short little jingles or they're full-on theme songs for characters. And I even started my own business, Elementality Studios, where I actually create theme songs for other content creators and businesses and stuff. All with using my letters to notes methodology, like spelling out their names and making that the main melody. So it's a really cool creative outlet, and I'm still doing it. I don't remember what the status of my letters to notes methodology was at when I put this video out. I forget if I sort of had it established already or if I was kind of in the midst of creating it. I can't remember exactly. Maybe I'll talk about it, but I can't remember the status of that for sure, but it's grown over time. And I'm starting to get people who leave comments, whether on TikTok or YouTube, maybe sometimes on Instagram. Some people saying, like, wow, this is such a cool, creative, unique methodology. Some people are like, I was in a creative burnout, but this is inspiring me to try new ideas and try something different. And it's giving me, some musical ideas that I can now write songs with. And it's really, really cool. So aside from just like wanting to, make a living with my creative endeavors, I'm actually inspiring people to do the same thing and adapt the methodology and to try it themselves. So, which is really cool. I love that, honestly. All right, let's continue.
Thing is that like my job is holding me back from a lot of stuff. I
Yes.
really want to leave my job.
Yeah.
Content creation and making music is like the ultimate dream. But in this day and age, I know how hard that is to do, to make like a living off of art, music, streaming,
It's not
content
easy.
creation, stuff like that. It's tough.
So what I'll say here is, I think what was the date that I posted this in? Oh, no, well, February 16th, 2026, obviously went up yesterday. So 2 years ago, 2024. Yes. Okay. So I quit my job in August of 2024. So I did from February of when I recorded this video up until August, I worked towards, starting my business and building the YouTube channel a little bit more. And I think even by the time I quit my job, my YouTube channel was still only at like a couple thousand subscribers, like 2,000, 3,000. It didn't grow that much, but I was seeing some potential with the actual business and creating theme songs for other people and streamers and creators, that I decided to take the leap and quit my job and dedicate this, my full time to my business, my YouTube channel, my content creation. And I'm happy to say that I'm still doing it. 2 years later, here I am. I'm still making YouTube videos. I'm still making theme songs for people. It's not easy. It is not easy for sure. And I really think about it, when you see some of the bigger creators talk about like, content creation is so hard. It's a lot more difficult than people think it is. And I think a lot of people are like, oh, like it's not too bad. Like I just, live stream and I play games, or I just like do creative stuff and I make videos and I get a lot of views and blah, blah, blah. And that's it. It's not easy. It is not easy at all. Even within this time period between me recording this video and quitting my job back in 2024, I started looking into a lot more of like business gurus like Alex Hormozy and Ali Abdal with like productivity and other YouTubers and creators, stuff like that. And I kind of opened my eyes into the idea of like following your passion is not, I don't know the right word for it. It's not sustainable to purely go full time on this if it's your passion, because the reality of it is that you're going to be spending a lot more of your time doing things that you are not passionate about. If I'm passionate about creating music and playing video games and, doing some combination of that, playing, using my piano as my controller for gaming, like I am passionate about those things. I really like that. But I have to make thumbnails. I have to do video editing. I have to script out videos. I have to plan a schedule. I have to, find clients, and which means I have to put out ads and I have to put out like posters and just advertise myself, right? And so there's a lot of the back end stuff that happens that I think a lot of people don't necessarily realize that they have to do. And that is sort of the overwhelming process that a lot of people will kind of, find themselves in and then decide, like, do I want to do this or not? And I found that it really is like if you want to follow your passions, you kind of have to suffer a little bit. You kind of have to make some sacrifices. And it's not easy. It's not tough. Content creation can be kind of lonely. I do spend a lot of my days just here at home, like chipping away at video editing, chipping away at, creating music. But I also, again, everything I kind of said, thumbnails, images, website stuff. There's a lot that you have to kind of manage and deal with. And it's not really sustainable unless you are hungry for it. So following your passion is kind of viable, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows, basically. You kind of have to be willing to sacrifice things and suffer a little bit, a little lot of bit, really, in order to pursue your passions. And I think it takes a certain person in order to do that. And I guess I can do it. 2 years later, here I am still doing it. It's not easy though. I could ramble about this all day, but let's continue the video though.
It's tough. It's tough to have a dream that
Ooh,
feels so hard to reach.
I can hear my voice being shaky a little bit.
But I see people doing it. I see others out there. I see, some of these guys have been doing it for years, established YouTubers, streamers, musicians, and but it's just like they're human too. They're people too. And I'm starting to see more of these like people that I idolized over the years, YouTubers and musicians and even artists and stuff like that. I'm starting to like take them off the pedestal in a way, if that makes any sense, and sort of humanizing them, especially since I get to meet I'm getting to meet more people like this, and or just to make more of these like personal connections, and it's just like, wow, yeah, they're just people too.
I think that's something that's really hard to do, because I think I still kind of struggle with that. The people that you look up to and you put up on that pedestal, it's like, wow, I really want to be like them, and I really want to do the things that they're doing, whether it's like making a connection with those people or not, or just using them as the inspiration, as the fuel to your fire to actually do the things you want to do, right? But they're struggling too. The whole reason why I even recorded this video and this time capsule thing is because I watched a video on Foolish Frankie talking about how he's struggling with content creation. This guy has like over, I forget what he's at now, like 500, 600,000 subscribers, right? It's like, wow, this guy's got so many subscribers. He's got like, a decent amount of views on his shorts and his videos and stuff. And it's like, wow, this guy's so cool. Like, I want to be just like him. And I want to do like, a lot of more saxophone gigs, and I want to do more band stuff. And, I hopefully get to play, bigger stages and stuff like he gets to do. But he is very upfront about all the struggles that he goes through in his videos, and that's something that I really respect. And I think past John here kind of talking about and bringing up as well. It's like Foolish Frankie, if anything, is the one who takes himself off the pedestal to be a lot more real with his audience, and just to be like, hey, I'm just a dude playing saxophone, making content creation. Is there a little bit of luck involved? Maybe. Is there some skill involved? Maybe. I'm here doing my thing, and he appreciates his audience, which is really cool. And but it gives you that sense of realism that it's like, the people that you look up to are also human. They're also going through their own struggles. They're also trying to figure this shit out as they go. Just because they have grown and have become quote unquote successful and popular and well known doesn't mean that they have it all figured out. Every day they're figuring out like, okay, what do I do next? Is this going to be a hit? Is this going to continue? Am I going to still be able to do this? Whatever their struggles and issues are, right? So I think it's really important to do that every now and then. Keep looking up to the people you look up to, but do it in a more like humanizing way of like not putting them too high on the pedestal, I guess.
I've met Insane in the Rain like years ago at a show he did in New York City with 8-Bit Big Band, and this past
awesome
Magfest
show.
I got to meet Casey Williams. Both of them
awesome
super
vocalist.
nice people, and just like, I don't know, they felt so down to earth, and it's like they're just people too, doing the things that they want to be doing and doing the things that I want to be doing, and it's like, if they can do it, why can't I? So
it's tough because I will also admit that, I got to talk to Insane in the Rain again at this previous MagFest. I've been to the couple MagFest now. With this first one was 2024, so I've been to the one in 2025, and I went to this past one in 2026. And I did get to talk to Carlos a little bit too, but I was still a little bit starstruck. I was still a little bit starstruck when I was talking to him, and I was kind of stuttering, and I could see in his face like he just kind of gets this all the time, right? Where he's just like, "Hey, I appreciate it, man. No worries, it's all good." Like, uh, but I think moving forward, I want to try to do better. Like when I do meet sort of my idols, be a little bit more chill. Obviously, gas them up a bit. Like, wow, you guys are inspiration, love it, blah blah blah. But try to talk to them like they're actual people and just friends and just wanting to make new friends. And I think that's something that you can take that advice with the streaming space too. If there are bigger streamers that you look up to and maybe you find yourself interacting with at some point, right? They are human. They're people. They're just like you and I. We're all doing similar things. We're all just trying to, make a living, and people like doing their hobbies as passions, or maybe it's just a hobby. I don't know. But I think, where was I going with that? I don't remember where I was going with that. Let me go back and see.
Like, if they can do it, why can't I?
If they can do it, why can't I?
I don't know. This video's kind of all over the place. I am looking at just a lot of things. I'm looking at Ableton, my Lava Piranha cover. It's a MIDI version, but I eventually want to get like a live recording of it out on YouTube. I want to make more YouTube content. I want to do more streaming. Like I said, normally I do the piano gaming stuff, but I don't know. We'll see where that goes. I'm kind of like at a crossroads with that. Maybe not finding the right games to play. Some control stuff not really working out.
Yeah. I will say for that, the piano gaming stuff is really interesting because I still do it. I still play games with my piano, and there are a decent amount of people who know me for that. Like that's kind of like what they know me as, the guy that plays games with his piano. But it's such a weird situation because it's like it's such a unique thing. And not that I'm the only one who does it. There's plenty of people who play games with like alternate controllers. I know like a good 5 or 6 other people who also use their piano as a controller. It's really cool. But because like using your instrument as a gaming controller is still such a niche thing, it's not something that people are constantly looking up on YouTube or whatever. And you can have a clip maybe that goes viral and pops off, and people are more exposed to what you do. But I find that it doesn't necessarily draw in an audience unless you are really consistent with what you do. For example, like my piano controller gaming, I do a variety of games. I do multiplayer games. I've done Elden Ring. I've done Hades. I've done Zelda. I'm currently playing through Clair Obscur with it, right? But there are some others that I know who specifically do like Dark Souls games. That seems to be kind of like a popular one in general. A lot of people love to do alternate controller with any of the Dark Souls games or Elden Ring, right? But because they kind of go through that entire library of games, it becomes even a more specific niche that it's like, okay, when you go to see that creator, you are expecting, someone using an electric saxophone to play a Dark Souls game, whether it is just a first playthrough or a challenge run. Usually it's like a challenge run. So you kind of go in there expecting that specific type of content, whereas I have kind of done more variety stuff. I've done Mario Kart, I've done Splatoon, I've done, all the ones I mentioned earlier, and I've dabbled in sort of Elden Ring myself as well. But I think because I wasn't doing a specific type of game and genre, I think it's a little harder to expand that idea and making content on it and getting people to come into your streams and continuously watch you play piano gaming stuff, right? So I have been doing that less because I focused more on creating music, but I still do it. I kind of use the piano controller gaming as more of the hobby side of what I do rather than trying to make it my main focus of content creation. And I think that's okay. You don't have to do everything that has to be like your upfront content creation. This is the main attraction that gets people to, tune into you and subscribe or follow you, right? I think that's okay. I still enjoy playing games. And when I do the piano controller. People like it. If people tune in, cool. If people don't, no big deal.
And yeah, I don't really know how deep I should go into this video in terms of personal life,
I feel like I'm
but
on the
for the
thread of
most
like
part, life's
crying.
pretty good.
I can hear the tension
Life's
in my
pretty good,
voice.
except work. Work sucks. Work
Yeah,
sucks right now.
for sure. I will say I'll give some insight on that. I used to work as a mailman, and the problem with that was that like I'm spending a lot of time outside, away from my computer. Spending time outside isn't the problem. Everyone should be touching grass. If anything, I was decently physically fit because I was working as a mailman, right? But it was more the fact that because I was spending so much time away from my endeavors in computer, that it was a lot of time in the day where I wasn't able to work on stuff, right? It's not like I had a stay-at-home job doing coding or whatever, and I can do some editing on the side, or just be home and be able to work on music while I'm doing work, right? That feels more convenient to me. But I can't do that when I'm not home. Obviously, I have to make a living, but every content creator kind of goes through this where it's like I have to go to work, and then when I come home, I don't have the energy levels that I want to be able to put all of my energy into, streaming or creating a video or stuff like that. It's definitely a hard balance. But I think what I had to do is suffer. I had to basically I would come home, and if I wasn't feeling the energy, I had to do it anyways. Because if I didn't do it, I was never going to be able to leave my job. And that's basically what it came down to. Do you have the perseverance and motivation? Not even motivation. It's like the discipline and perseverance to go after the things you want to do. Some days, it's okay. It's fine. If you don't have the mental energy, you need your rest days too. But I think a lot of the time, if you let that become the norm, you will not make it as a content creator or whatever it is you actually want to do. So I think it took a lot of suffering and pain to kind of get to where I am at now. I'm happy. I'm happy with where I'm at. I like what I'm doing. But that's just kind of the reality of it. You kind of have to push yourself, see what you're capable of doing. And I was only really able to reach this because I prioritized it. Even if I didn't have a lot of energy coming home, I would sit down at my computer and still stream, and I would still play games. I would still create music. I would still build my business, work on my website, try to find clients, because if I wanted to make that change in my life, I had to do it. Who else is going to do it? No one else is going to do this for me. Only I can make that change. And I'm happy I did. I'm happy I did. I'm still suffering and doing things now. I have my own different and new struggles that I'm kind of going through, trying to grow from where I currently at to do this even more and further. But I think that's just kind of part of the realization, and I think that's the barrier where when it comes to content creation, are you willing to take on the things that you don't like doing? Are you willing to put in the extra effort and the extra energy? Because in this day and age, 2026, so many people are seeing the potential in online endeavors, whether it's content creation or online businesses, right? There's so many people who do it now. So if you're not willing to put in that extra energy, there are hundreds of thousands of people who are willing to do that. And if you're not willing to keep up with that, it's a lot harder for you to actually make it. That's kind of the reality of it. Sounds a little dark, but that's just what I have come to learn, and that's just how things are at the moment.
But future John, I hope to kind of just wrap this up. I hope to see you in 2 years accomplishing at least some of these goals. I hope you've made more YouTube videos. I hope you've grown a bigger community. I hope that you've gone to MagFest more.
Yes.
I hope you've gone to maybe some other conventions. I've hoped you've made more
other conventions. I don't know about that one. I don't know if I've been to other conventions other than MagFest. Let me think about that for a second. No, I don't think so. I don't think I have. But I've kind of been telling everyone that if there's only one convention I can go to for the rest of my life, it's MagFest. It's just absolutely life-changing for me.
Connections. And
What was that last one?
Some
Hold on.
other
I think I.
I've hoped that you've gone to MagFest more. I've hoped you've gone to maybe some other conventions. I've hoped you've made more connections.
Oh, made more
And
connections. Yeah, I've made more connections.
hey, what are the chances that you've played main stage MagFest in 2 years? Probably not. I can see
Yeah,
that not
no,
really being a thing,
no,
but it
not
is a
quite.
future goal.
Yeah, it's still a
Even
future
if you
goal.
haven't listen, future
That's
John,
okay.
even if you haven't
Yeah.
done that yet,
Hmm.
keep up with it. Keep up with it. You can do it.
Thank you.
I know that I can do it.
That hit me. That hit me a little bit. I feel the emotions. I'm not tearing up just yet, but yeah, I'm feeling the emotions in that a little bit. Just hearing myself just saying like, "Dude, you got this, man. You can do this." And I can do it. I know I can do it. And sometimes I get lost in the sauce, and I need that reminder that like, "Hey, it's okay. You got this. You can do it. Take a chill pill. We got to suffer, but we also have to rest. We have to take, care of ourselves as well."
But it's a long road.
Hmm.
There's a lot to do.
Yeah.
Lots of work to do.
I know. Trust me, I know.
And it's scary. It's scary to think about quitting a job. It's scary to think about
It was very
taking
scary.
risks and making bigger leaps towards your dreams and goals, especially when you don't know if it'll happen.
It happened, though, John. It happened. I am happy to say that I did quit my job, and I am still pursuing this, and I'm still making it work. Thank you, past John, for believing in me. And I'm going to pass it on to the future John. I think I'll probably do another time capsule video in a couple years. So if this ends up being the video I react to, no, I'll probably make a separate one. I'll probably end up making a separate one, and you guys will see that in a couple years, I guess.
But I think whether it happens or not, keep enjoying the things that you're doing. Keep making music. Keep making friends. Keep being a part of all the different projects that you're a part of. And keep striving. Keep striving for that. And I hope to be in a better position 2 years from now, and just killing it, just doing the things, accomplishing the dreams, reaching goals. Partner on Twitch could be cool.
So I haven't quite reached partner on Twitch yet. If anything, I'm a long ways away from that. But I think partner on Twitch is not really on my list of goals per se. I think if anything, trying to reach that will just sort of be a byproduct of everything else I'm trying to do. It's not like my super main goal that like, oh, I really want that check mark next to my name. Because at the end of the day, I don't really know how much a check mark next to my name like does much for what I want to accomplish, It'd be cool, it'd be cool to say like I'm a partner and, I'm officially a, full-time Twitch streamer, but plenty of people stream on Twitch full-time and aren't an actual partner. People still do it. So I think it's less, it's definitely lower on the ladder for me in terms of goals. Still as a goal, it's kind of like, oh, that'd be cool to do, but I'm not like fully focused on trying to specifically become a partner on Twitch. I'd rather focus on YouTube. I'd rather focus on my business. I'd rather focus on my band. And, if I become a Twitch partner through that, I think that's the way it'll happen. Is just more of like a byproduct rather than a specific goal. But we'll see. I mean, everything I do, I'm trying to make all into one cohesive thing. The streaming, the band, the music, the gaming. It's all kind of under the umbrella of Elementality Studios. So there might be things I end up focusing on that do push towards like wanting, more of a community and viewers to build so that I have, a partnership with Twitch, right? But yeah, I think it'll be more just a byproduct rather than like the main goal.
Partner on YouTube could be cool. Main stage MagFest. I feel like I'm such a creative person. There's so many ideas in my head. So many ideas. There's so many things that I want to do. There's so many like
I know.
songs I want to compose, and there's so many like stream ideas that I want to do, and I just hope that I've done some of that by the time this video goes up. I guess it's going to be 2 years from now. I think I'm going to do 2 years. February 16th, 2024 is past 1:30 a.m. 2026. This will be a sort of a check-in point. Let's see
It's a
where
nice
I'm at
check-in
in
point.
2 years.
I like this.
Yeah, I think that's all. I think that's all I have to say. I don't know how to really end this, but
It's all good.
good luck to
Thank you.
myself, and let's see what the future holds.
Beautiful. I love that. Oh man. It's funny too seeing the little like camera quality as well. And as a slight icebreaker here, I will say we have this mouse hold plushie, and it's just been staring at me this entire time behind the pillow, behind the chair here. I haven't acknowledged it until now. I wanted to be more serious for the topics and stuff. But I've been staring at this plushie like pretty much the entire time, and I'm just like, I don't know. He's just like, soon. But yeah, that was a cool check-in. I have accomplished some of those goals. I have grown my YouTube channel. I'm part of the, what do they call it? The partnership program, right? So it's like I do make, some AdSense off the videos and shorts and stuff. But this year, I would like to hit 100,000 subscribers and have that silver play button. I don't think we'll be hitting main stage MagFest this year. But maybe in a couple of years, it's definitely possible. The band is working on new arrangements. We have a lot in store for that. I am currently putting out my own music now under Elementality Studios. For those who are within my timeline of this video coming out now, you know that I am putting out the Canto gym leaders and turning them into battle. Slow down. I'm making original battle themes for the Canto gym leaders and turning that into an album. So I'm spelling out the words Brock, Rock, Geodude, Onyx, right, etc. And I'm going down the line, Misty, Lieutenant Surge, Erica, etc. So I'm putting that into an album, and it's almost done. I'm literally recording Giovanni later this week, and I'm hoping to have that album come out later this month. And then I'm going to go down the list. I'm going to, do more gym leaders, but I might explore other groups of characters as well. I've put out a lot of YouTube videos. I have grown on Twitch a little bit. Business has been doing pretty good. I've, made theme songs for plenty of content creators. So in terms of a 2-year check-in, yeah, I think it was a pretty successful 2 years. And it's really cool to sort of, think back on this and actually see the growth from 2 years ago. I got to quit my job. I was so worried and scared about quitting my job in this video because it's a scary thing, making that leap. When you don't know what the future holds, your body and your mind can really hold you back towards making that jump, making decisions, making that leap. But it takes a certain mentality to make that jump anyways, People love security. People love knowing what's in store. And when you are trying to make this your full-time gig and trying to do what you love doing as your main job and your main career, and not knowing how it's going to turn out, you have to just do it. You have to make the jump. Of course, you have to prepare yourself, right? I didn't just like, oh, yep, next week I'm just going to quit my job and we're going to blah, blah, blah. We're going to do it. I made sure I saved up a good amount. I made sure that, it made sense to do it. I talked to my wife about it. Then actually, 2024? No, I think we were engaged back then, but I will say I am happily married as well. So that is a big step in life that we have now become married, which is super hype and exciting. Super hype. Oh my God, what am I? I'm very happy to be married to my wife. And she's been so supportive through everything that I have been trying to accomplish and achieve as well. So shout outs to my wife. But yeah, I think I'm going to record another time capsule video. It's going to be separate from this. I liked doing this. I think it was really cool to kind of look back and see where my head was at and see where I'm at now. So look forward to that. In the meantime, if you'd like to follow my journey, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, check out my Spotify and Bandcamp for when I do release music on those platforms. 2026, let's do this.